Welcome to the Lovestead. Hello, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica, and this is a vlog. In this vlog, I am taking a trip to Chicago. It's actually close to midnight here, Tuesday night, the October the 11th. Happy Coming Out Day. And I leave for Chicago bright and early in the morning. I still have grading to do yet tonight. So hate that for me. Don't love that for me. Hate that for me. What am I reading? If you watched the last vlog, you know that I am trying to read Doll Bones by Holly Black. It is my Middle Grade Appreciation Society's book club pick for the month, and I'm not loving it. I'm halfway through. Hopefully I will get all the way through by the time this vlog is over, because it's October 11th and I haven't read a single book. And I think that Doll Bones is putting me in a slump. I think that's what's happening, along with just life being kind of wacky. Here this month. This is the busiest I've been in a while. I mean, just a lot going on, and I haven't really had time to read. So yeah, Doll Bones. Hopefully I can finish it in this vlog and then read a couple other books. I attempted in my last vlog to read all of my book club books for the month and failed miserably. So that's my goal again for this vlog, is to read all of my book club books, because there's 4 book clubs that I'm doing in October, and I want to read them all, so then the rest of the month I can just mood read. But yeah, so to start the vlog off, that's the plan. Tomorrow we're going to Chicago. History of the hotel, it says its new owner sits amongst a row of buildings that have had controversial pasts. Originally, after the Great Chicago Fire, the area materialized as the Windy City's red light district. If these walls could talk, they would have fascinating stories to tell. Over the years, these walls have reinvented themselves with each new tenant. Currently, they remain strong, supporting their new occupant, the Hotel Blake. Not only was the district known for its debaucherous vices, it was notorious for where the criminals would gather for nights out at the local saloons and gambling dens. The secret and stories over these tumultuous times became too much and were stopped by the anti-vice reformers. They won over with their protests to clean up the district. During the 60s, the suburbs started to flourish, and this growth prompted the printing business to relocate. This mass exodus created a rapid decline to the district and emptied the streets. So here we find Hotel Blake, its latest chapter. How will you help make memories and continue its story? A terrible angle, but it is what it is, because I don't have anything to balance you on. So we're going to go with it. I'm in Chicago. Took the train in yesterday. Had some deep dish pizza yesterday night. And then I'm just putting on some makeup. Going to Harry Styles tonight to his Love on Tour show. It is Thursday, October 13th. So on the train yesterday, I read Doll Bones by Holly Black, and I'm almost done with it. I'll probably finish it on the train home tomorrow. Now, I'm not enjoying it. And I hate that I'm not enjoying it, because this was my book club pick for the month. And I'm guessing that there's other people who are also not enjoying it. So it's about these three kids. They have this imaginary game that they play, and it involves this doll, this porcelain doll that they call the Queen. And one of the kids has a dream that the Queen is a ghost and telling them to go do something. And I'm not going to tell you more details than that, because it'll be a spoiler. But like, the Queen is basically telling the kids to go do this thing. And so now they've kind of run away from home, and they're on a bus going to Ohio from Pennsylvania. And it's boring. It's boring. That's my issue, is the adventure really isn't all that adventurous. They're just like taking a bus across a couple states, and then the relationships aren't all that interesting. Like, there's some tension and some fighting going on between a couple of the characters, but really nothing all that like interesting or dramatic. It just is very boring. It's so boring. Unless something like major happens in the last 25% of this book, it's a 2-star read for me. I'm just not having a good time. And I hope that other people who are reading it for book club are having a much better time than I have had with it so far. So after I finish that, I think I'm going to pick up another book club book, but I don't know which one just yet. So that's where we're at with reading.
Before we go any further, please make some noise for the incredible Jesse Mayer on the show tonight. Our job this evening is going to be to entertain you. I promise you we will do our absolute very best. You also have one job tonight, and that is to have as much fun as you possibly can. If want to sing, if you want to dance, please feel free to do whatever it is you're doing here tonight. Please feel free to be whoever it is you've always wanted to be in this room tonight. And I challenge you all to have as much fun as I'm going to have. Are you ready?
It's a lucky for that.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hello, it is Saturday, October 22nd, and it's been a little bit over a week since I got home from my trip to Chicago, and I haven't checked in because we've had COVID. So Saturday, like the first full day I was home, I started feeling pretty terrible. I masked the whole time I was in Chicago, but Brandon didn't. So we both ended up with COVID. But the Chicago trip was great. I mean, the Harry Styles show was just fantastic. There was so much energy, so much, like, the crowd was, like, so fantastic. And, like, his performance was great. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. I had a wonderful time at the show. His opener, Jessie Ware, she was also really, really, really wonderful. And it was overall just a really fun time. And I liked the trip. I had a good time eating. We ate some deep dish pizza. Spent a lot of time walking around downtown and just taking it all in. And we got back late Friday night on the 14th. So we got back on the 14th, and the 15th, which was Saturday, started feeling pretty terrible with COVID symptoms. And I don't think that I had it too bad. Like, I don't feel like I had like a severe case or anything. I didn't end up needing to go see a doctor or anything like that. I just had like a really high fever and congestion. And I am getting like the shortness of breath here at the tail end of it. But overall, like, you know, it was survivable. And things are starting to get back to normal, though not really. This past Thursday, the 20th, my dad passed early in the morning. And I'm probably not going to talk a whole lot about that here on my channel, just because, as you can imagine, it's a very, very personal situation. It's a sensitive situation, and lots of family would be affected by anything that I would say here about that. So I'll just say, you know, my dad passed early Thursday morning, and we're all hanging in there, but it is what it is. I mean, you can imagine, right? Well, and I also just want to say thank you to my bookish friends who have reached out to me recently. I did post in a Discord, you know, that I had COVID and that my dad had passed. And I had so many of you like sending me private messages and offering me so much support, and just thank you so much for that. It really means a lot to me. I'm not emoting. I'm not someone who enjoys public displays of emotion. okay? But that doesn't mean that I'm not feeling things. I think I've done one video on here where I cried. It's just not something that fits me and myself, and I'm not someone who gets very publicly emotional, and I do see BookTube as a public space. So just because I'm not on here, crying my eyes out, doesn't mean this isn't a difficult situation. I'm just going to put that out there because I have people who have criticized me for this in my personal life, and so putting it out there, just because I don't emote and break down publicly doesn't mean I'm not going through it behind the scenes, okay? What else can I say? Okay, let's just do a reading update. We'll get back on track. I have only read one book in the month of October, and then it was Doll Bones, and it was a 2-star read. I didn't like this book. Didn't like it at all, really. It was a sludgy trudge to get through this. So basically, like, the 2 kids go on this adventure, or 3 kids go on this adventure, and I was hoping there might have even been some cool twist at the end that would, like, I don't know, shock me or make me be like, okay, now that read was worth it. And there really wasn't any kind of twist at the end to make me feel like this was worth my time in any way. I don't know that I would even have enjoyed it as a child because it was just so boring. Like, it was so boring. So boring. And I don't know, those of you who read this with me for book club, did you feel the same way? Let me know down below. It was a 2-star read. Next, I picked up the 3rd book in Katee Roberts' Vampire Bloodline trilogy because it's a novella and I just need something that I don't have to think too hard about and that I can get through to start getting some more reading momentum going. And I'm about 15 pages into that, and I like it so far. It's following the same storyline that started in the first 2 books, but there's a new character, and it's a female character, and I'm wondering if she's going to be, like, looped into this, like, group of, like, people who love each other. Polyamorous group, can we call it that at this point? I think we can. So that's what I'm reading, and this week I will try to vlog throughout this week as we finish up the month of October and start fresh in November with my content. And that's where we're at. That's what we have. Oh, kitten's here. You want to see the kitten? Here's the baby. I am keeping her. And her her full name is Peppermint, and I call her Pippi for short. She's a wild little thing. She's going through her I'm a kitten and I have to be constantly attacking things phase. I think she might be teething a little bit, but she's a really healthy girl. She only had fleas and ear mites at her little vet appointment, so she'll be staying with us, staying with me as my newest baby, and goodness has she been a welcome distraction. All the other animals really like her except for Cherry. Cherry is pretty grumpy pants around the baby, but everyone else likes her, especially Orlando. Orlando and Pippi play together all the time, and we call Orlando Grandpa Lando. So Pippi and Grandpa play together a lot, and then Elle and Pippi really like each other too. Like, she'll jump on Elle with all 4 of her paws, and Elle just kind of shakes her off. So we call him Uncle Elle. So she's got her Grandpa Lando and her Uncle Elle, and she's just a little joy. Yes, you wild thing. Okay, go get Grandpa. Go get him. He's right on the floor there. She's gonna go get him. Go get Grandpa. So I'm just watching some booktube videos and kind of reading, but I wanted to show you what the baby does. She, like, nurses on my hair and my neck like I'm her mother. She nurses, and she's giving me little kitten hickeys all over my neck, but she does this multiple times a day.
Little baby. She's got quite the purr, too. Little toots. Hi, babies. Hey, Mox. Hey, Moxie. Hey. Oh, Moxie. Hi.